What if the unthinkable just happened? A United States supercarrier, the backbone of American power at sea, lying at the bottom of the ocean. Viral videos are exploding across the internet claiming exactly that, with raw footage showing massive explosions, flames shooting into the sky, and a massive warship tilting dangerously. The headlines scream the point of no return, U.S. carrier sunk, and some are calling this the moment everything changes, forever in the Middle East crisis. But is any of it real? Or is this the kind of propaganda designed to push the world closer to the edge? Here at Forge News, we don't chase rumors. We chase the truth, no matter where it leads. Stick with me through this entire report because the facts we're uncovering right now could reshape how you view this entire conflict. It all started circulating just days ago. Clips that look straight out of a nightmare, showing what appears to be a U.S. aircraft carrier engulfed in fire and smoke somewhere in the Arabian Sea. Social media users are sharing it non-stop, tagging it with warnings that the Pentagon is desperately trying to hide the evidence. Iranian state media and Houthi accounts are amplifying the claims, saying their missiles finally struck the heart of America's naval might. One video even shows what looks like a huge deck explosion followed by the ship listing to one side, the kind of imagery that stops scrolls dead in their tracks. And right now, millions are watching, asking the same question. Has America just suffered its biggest naval loss in decades? But before you jump to conclusions, let's pull back the curtain with cold, hard facts that the mainstream outlets aren't emphasizing enough. Official statements from U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, are crystal clear. No American aircraft carrier has been sunk, damaged, or even hit in recent operations. In fact, the Navy confirms all deployed carriers, including the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Harry S. Truman operating in the region, remain fully mission capable. Those dramatic clips? Independent experts analyzing them frame by frame are pointing to signs of AI generation, inconsistent lighting, unnatural water movement, and details that don't match any known U.S. carrier design. This isn't the first time we've seen this tactic. Fake videos of sinking warships have flooded platforms during every escalation with Iran-backed groups. Remember the Houthi claims last year against the USS Harry S. Truman? They said the same thing. Direct hits, carrier out of action, yet the ship continued operations without a scratch. The pattern is the same here. Bold announcements from Tehran or Sana'a, followed by zero evidence that holds up under scrutiny. Meanwhile, the real story unfolding is far different and just as dramatic. In the past few weeks alone, the U.S. has sunk or destroyed more than 30 Iranian warships and drone carriers in targeted strikes. Admiral Brad Cooper confirmed it publicly. American forces have taken out vessels the size of World War II carriers, turning the tables in the Arabian Sea. Iranian boats approached too close to the USS Abraham Lincoln just days ago, and U.S. destroyers fired warning shots that forced them away. One non-combat incident did occur. A small fire aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford injured 2 sailors, but the ship stayed fully operational with no impact to its systems. That's the reality on the water right now, not the viral fantasy making rounds. So why does this matter, and why are we calling it the point of no return? Because these propaganda pushes aren't just noise. They're part of a dangerous escalation ladder between the United States and Iran. For months, tensions have climbed with missile exchanges, proxy attacks, and naval posturing that risks spiraling out of control. Iran knows its conventional navy can't match America's carrier strike groups, so they lean on asymmetric weapons, drones, ballistic missiles, and information warfare. Sinking a carrier has been their dream since the 1980s, but every simulation and real-world test shows how incredibly difficult it actually is. Modern carriers travel with layered defenses, fighter jets in the air, destroyers forming a shield, electronic jamming that blinds incoming threats. A single missile or drone rarely gets through, let alone enough to sink a ship the size of several football fields with a crew of thousands. The last time America lost an aircraft carrier in combat was World War II, over 80 years ago, and today's technology makes that outcome even less likely. Yet the footage keeps spreading because fear travels faster than facts. Platforms are struggling to keep up, labeling some clips as manipulated while others slip through with millions of views. At Forge News, we dug deeper and found experts from naval think tanks saying these videos use old stock footage mixed with AI effects to look authentic. One analyst broke it down. The angle of the explosions doesn't match carrier flight deck layouts, and the water splashes defy physics. This isn't harmless entertainment. It's designed to erode confidence in American strength and rally support for harder-line responses. If enough people believe a carrier is gone, it could pressure leaders into riskier moves on both sides. That's the real point of no return we're watching. Not a sunk ship, but a sunk truth that pushes diplomacy off the table. Right now, the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group continues patrols in support of operations against Iranian threats. The Navy has even increased its presence, sending clear signals that America isn't backing down. President Trump has called the recent strikes a necessary response to protect shipping lanes and allies. And while Iran broadcasts victory claims, their own fleet has taken heavy losses, including that large drone carrier now burning in the Indian Ocean. This back and forth isn't new, but the speed of misinformation makes every incident feel like the final straw. Ordinary Americans watching these videos deserve the full picture, not cherry-picked clips that fuel panic. That's why Forge News is here, to separate signal from noise in real time. We've seen this playbook before in other conflicts, where viral footage later proven fake shaped public opinion for weeks. The difference today is the scale. One well-timed AI video can reach hundreds of millions before any official denial lands. Military analysts warn that if these claims go unchallenged, they could embolden more attacks on commercial shipping or U.S. assets. Yet the Navy's track record stands strong. No carrier lost, no major damage confirmed, despite hundreds of attempted strikes. The footage circulating might look convincing at first glance, but slow it down and the cracks appear. Water doesn't behave that way around a moving carrier, and the fire patterns don't match jet fuel or munition stores. Experts say it's likely stitched from unrelated naval exercises or even video game footage enhanced with today's AI tools. The Pentagon hasn't commented on every single clip, because doing so gives them oxygen, but their silence on actual losses speaks volumes. No press conferences announcing a sunk ship, no search and rescue operations, no grieving families, because it didn't happen. Instead, focus remains on the successful missions protecting global trade routes. This crisis didn't start yesterday. It builds on years of proxy fighting in the Red Sea and beyond. Houthis, backed by Iran, launched hundreds of attacks on shipping, forcing the U.S. and allies to respond. Each round raises the stakes, bringing us closer to that dreaded point of no return. But here's the encouraging truth. America's carriers are still out there projecting power, deterring wider war. The real footage worth watching comes from official Navy releases showing precise strikes on enemy vessels, not doctored disasters. At Forge News, we believe informed citizens make better decisions than scared ones. So share this report, question every viral clip, and demand evidence before believing the worst. The Middle East remains tense, but the U.S. Navy hasn't lost its most powerful symbol. Not today, not in these unverified videos. We'll keep monitoring every development as this story evolves, bringing you updates the second facts emerge. Because in a world flooded with claims, Forge News stands for one thing: the unfiltered truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Thanks for watching all the way through. Your attention helps us cut through the noise. If this report opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more hard-hitting investigations. The point of no return isn't here yet, but staying informed is how we make sure it never arrives. This has been a special Forge News Deep Dive. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and we'll see you in the next update.